Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey everyone,
Hey, Martin. Hey, Maggie. How are you?
Very good.
pretty good.
Nice to see you again. Awesome. Today we have a very short webinar. So the story is we hosted this webinar a couple weeks ago where it was titled "How Our Marketing Team Gets Shit Done in other worlds," and essentially like we received a lot of feedback. People would love to know more about how to use the platform, how to take advantage of some of the use cases, and how to create assistants, how to work with project knowledge, and so on. So we've decided to host this webinar to help you do that. So today we have Martin and Maggie with us again, and what we're going to do today is walk you through two simple use cases on how to organize project knowledge and how to create your assistants in team-gpt with your project. So time is of the essence here, so we're not going to lose any time. We're going to get started, and Maggie's getting us started showcasing how to organize your projects by client, and Martin is going to talk about how to organize them by use case. So we're going to go the full 9 yards, showing them how to do most basic things to the most complex things from scratch. So Maggie, take it away. Floor is yours, and let's get started.
Hello. So yeah, we don't have a lot of time. So there are basically a couple of ways to organize your projects and assistants inside team-gpt. And honestly, it's really up to you to decide how to organize them and how to set them up based on what you do and based on your workflows and the way you organize your work and the type of business you have. So today we're going to show you two main organizational approaches, and I'm going to show you how to organize projects by your brand or client, which is perfect if you're an agency, let's say. And Martin over here is going to show you how to organize them by task or campaign. So I'm going to share my screen, and just please let me know if you see my screen. Andre?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm good? Okay, so I'm going to show you a project that I have set up for a brand called Mindful Bites. And this is actually a dummy brand we use for demos, for webinars, and so on. But as you can see inside that project, we have different folders for different tasks. If we imagine that we're an agency and this is our clients, we can assume that these are all the tasks we perform for that client. Inside project knowledge over here, you can see all the different stuff that we have set up. We have project knowledge and instructions. So basically, if we say that this is our assistant assisting us with our tasks about this client, over here in project info and instructions, we basically give a persona and a task to this assistant. Here, you can also upload different files. In our case, these are brand guidelines and so on. You can also integrate your tools inside project knowledge and add different knowledge to the assistant. You can add web pages as well as some chats that you have created. Let's say you're doing a brainstorming on something or you're doing a research. You can basically go over here and link your chat directly or put example outputs. So now, what I would like to show you today is how to build such projects from scratch. And I'm going to start with actually creating my assistant over here. And again, I call it Mindful Bites. And I'm going to click on create. Okay, here we have it. As you can see, it's shared with my whole team, which is perfect because this means that everyone can basically go inside, update the information, or chat inside that project and get help from the project knowledge that I'm not now going to add inside. So I'm opening project knowledge, and the first thing I want to add is the project info and instructions. What I actually did previously to the webinar is I went into the current Mindful Bytes project that I have, and I asked it, what does Mindful Bytes do? So I'm going to copy this part over here. I'm going to go into my project info and instructions, and I'm going to write over here, I am a marketing expert working for our client Mindful Bytes. And then basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to paste my client's description. I'm going to delete these sources over here and use the super helpful feature that we call the magic wand, which will basically gather our workspace data, gather the information I just gave the agent, and is going to rework it in a way that it's actually more easily digestible for the AI. So it will probably give a persona as well as some objectives so that the AI knows what we are currently working on. It usually needs a bit of time so that it can structure the right system prompt, but yeah, we should have it in a couple of seconds. Or no. Let me see. Maybe my internet is a bit slow, but I will try once again. And I'm going to write, I am a marketing person working for Mindful Bytes. Okay. And let's try again. While this is cooking, by the way, I can show you how to add the next stuff inside Project Knowledge. And as I showed you, we can add files, we can add integrations, web pages, chats, and so on. I have a couple of documents that I have prepared that I previously generated for our client Mindful Bytes that I can add over here. And as you can see, we have brand guidelines, we have SEO guidelines, target audience, and some top trending blog post topics that I'm going to show you later. But I will upload our brand guidelines and our target audience. As you can see, our project info and instructions are ready. Maybe my internet was a bit slow, so that's why it took some time. Sometimes usually it takes less time. But yeah, this is our full system prompt enhanced. As you can see, we have a project overview, we have a company profile, brand mission, target audience, and so on, based on the previous super short information that I gave it. And I'm going to save it. As I showed you, I added our Mindful Bytes brand guidelines as well as our target audience. Alternatively, you can also connect Google Drive, OneDrive, SharePoint, and Notion and integrate your documents in your context directly from there. If I click on Add over here, you can see Mindful Bytes. I can search. And here I have uploaded some documents that I can add directly into my project knowledge inside team-gpt. Over here, I can add web pages. Because I told you that this is a dummy project, I'm adding like a website, a random website, but let's imagine that's actually our company website. And now, if I start texting into that project, if I start a chat inside that project, the team-gpt will gather all the context I previously added and will more easily do my job. For example, if I ask it, what is Mindful Bytes? It will scrape all of the project info, all the files, everything I gave it. And as you can see, team-gpt is giving me the company overview. Okay, now, as I showed you in this project, I have some folders. I have folders for A/B testing, for advertising, for analytics, for SEO, for the website, and so on. So over here, I'm going to also go and add some of these. Let's say I can add the ones for A/B testing. I can add SEO and advertising. Basically, these are all of the stuff we're working on for Mindful Bytes. If I click on a folder inside, I have the functionality, team-gpt has the functionality to add different context on a folder level only. This means that if I click on this button over here, folder knowledge, team-gpt will allow me to add, let's say, content about A/B testing only, some context about A/B testing only, and the folder will inherit the project's context and add this folder context on top of it. For example, I can go back over here and say, I want to do some A/B testing for Mindful Bytes. Scrape the internet and give me best practices for 2025. So now team-gpt will scrape the web, will find some relevant information. It will also get the context I have for Mindful Bytes so that we know what we want to do A/B testing for, and will give me some information in a second. Okay, there we have it. We have our framework, we have technical best practices, we have recommended tools, channel-specific testing strategies, and so on. Let's see. What I'm going to do right now, after team-gpt is done with this little report I just did, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to Google Docs. I'm going to paste it over here, and I'm going to export it as PDF so that I can later add it to project knowledge. Over here, I will just put it on my desktop so it's easier to find. I will go back to my project. I will go to my A/B testing folder, and I will add this document as folder knowledge over here. So now, if I open the folder knowledge I showed you previously, I will add this report I just created. And in this folder, I will have the previously attached context that I had in the full project. I have the brand guidelines, I have the target audience, and so on. But I also have this A/B testing best practices that will basically give me additional context based on my job to be done. Over here, if I click on SEO, for example, I can click on folder knowledge again. I can click the plus, add more knowledge. Over here, I have prepared some SEO guidelines as well as top trending blog post topics. After I upload my files, I will just go to folder knowledge once again. I will click on, I will search for SEO. Here you can see I have my SEO guidelines for Mindful Bytes. I also have my top trending blog post topics. And since the AI now has the information both about my brand as well as my SEO guidelines, the research that I had previously done about top trending blog topics, I can just start a chat and say, I need to write a blog post for Mindful Bytes. Suggest some topics. Okay. As you can see, my context is attached over here. based on our brand guidelines and everything that I have added previously in the project knowledge, the AI now suggests me basically trending and high impact topics for 2025, as it says. Now I can take this one and I can say, considering our SEO guidelines, write a blog post on that topic. Okay, it's now scraping the information I have over here. And this is our blog post based on all of the information, all of the context that I gave this agent. So since we don't have much time, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I am going to give the floor to Martin, who is going to show you the different approach.
Hey guys, thank you. So what I wanted to share, don't worry, we saw that you have some questions about project knowledge. What should you say, guys? Should we leave all the questions for the end so we can present both sides, or we can tackle them right now?
Yeah, maybe leave it for the end.
Yeah, let's do it at the end. So I'm going to show you the other way around, which is based on use cases, or let's say jobs to be done. So what I decided for me to show you is how to create, let me share my screen real quick, an analytics assistant. Let me show you what's something that I've created for my personal use, which is very, very detailed. And together, don't worry, I'll do it slowly so we can do it together. I'll do it from scratch so you can start using it in your own workspace and slowly iterate and improve it, add more details in future, or more specifics that you need. For example, you need to create a specific page of a report to a client, so you need to add it to the instruction. So would love you to update me on that and keep in touch. So let's do it with our dummy brand Mindful Bytes, and let's do it from scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and create a new project. I'm going to call it Analytics Assistant Mindful Bytes. Going to hit create. I'm going to create a project for everyone in my workspace, for all my colleagues to see. And what I'm going to do next is create our instructions and project information. So let's see, we need an analytics assistant. What do we want it to do? I wanted to, I don't want it to specify right now. I wanted to make it broad, to analyze a lot of stuff. So let's say I want to do a comprehensive analysis of various digital marketing campaign results across different platforms and focus on, let's say, key metrics that we care about. Let's say, for example, CAC, CPC, conversion rate, for example, so on. That's good. So don't worry, we'll show you what the magic wand. I saw a lot of questions, so that's why I'm showing it like this. I'm going to show you how this basic instruction is going to be turned into something very comprehensive. And what else? I also want some performance score. I wanted to rate how we did, right? Give performance score, give performance assessment. I also want to compare, so comparative analysis, some recommendations, and maybe on how to improve our campaign, right? How to improve, and let's say a summary. So maybe I can share it with the team. So what we're gonna do is what Maggie did earlier is hit the magic wand, and it's what this does is going to vastly improve the instructions that we gave it. So we don't really have to think that hard and on how we prompt or how we create these instructions. We just have to think on what we want to do, right? So currently we wanted to do a comprehensive analysis of different files. And what I'm going to do is an example. I have this export from Meta Ads, and I'm going to ask it to rate how we're doing on the last 30 days on our, let's say, retargeting ads. And ask it basic questions to calculate. For example, how many impressions that we got, how is the CTR, so on and so forth. So there you go. It created. Wow, look, this is so comprehensive. I didn't even think of some stuff, and the feature automatically populated so many stuff like poor, below average. Look at this. This is great. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna save it. And what I want to add as well is let's add the files that make it. So I'm gonna add our brand guidelines. I'm gonna add, let's say, our target profile. This is something important. And you can add even more stuff. So for example, for your use cases, I will recommend adding like previous successful campaign results, or adding benchmark data or competitor data if you have, or let's say a sheet of results that you had from previous campaigns, that's your best campaign and you want to beat it, so you want to compare it to that. You can, the opportunities here are vast. I'm just giving you the basic example and fly loose with it, literally. You can, I would love you to share later with me, and I would love to help out as well. So for the sake of this example, I would say this is enough. And literally the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a CSV from Meta, and I'm going to say analyze the from our Meta ads in the last 30 days. And I'm going to execute. It analyzes the attached document, and bam, there you go. It gives me a summary, performance metric dashboard. You can shape this to, let's say, formats for client reporting or for your internal team reporting if you're doing this internally, in-house. And you can transform this into pages, into documents, and share with the team. And it's extremely useful. So as you can see, we did it gives me platform specifics, tells me this campaign is the best performing. You can do this on live campaigns. You can do this not just for ads. For example, last week I did it to analyze our previous webinar and how we did on that. So literally you can use this for anything. There you can hit edit this page, and you can turn this into a report as well. You can edit it if you format it better with the instruction, and this is your goal. I recommend doing that as well. So there you go. This is just for the sake of time, I wanted to show you just one, but feel free to connect later, and I'll help you out with more. So Andre, I'll give you the floor now.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. I think we have a lot of questions. I've tried to squash a few while we're at it.
Great.
And I think we got a few, but maybe we'll start from the bottom, and feel free to actually no. Let's go a bit further up, and we'll try to assist some of them. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going through it. Jay, you mentioned you get confused or if you should build a prompt or a new project and resources. I just replied to it, but I just want to clarify because this is an important question. Project knowledge is super powerful, right? You can add, essentially you have a prompt in the instruction, and you have ability to add files, websites, and other sources of knowledge. So if you set one in a very good way, and the instructions has exactly what you're trying to achieve, and whenever you want to use it, you have everything ready, then that works most of the times. That's what I do most of the times. But sometimes there are specific prompts or a bit more niche things that you can use ad hoc. So in this case, you could use a prompt even inside of that project. Is there an optimal format for the content to be uploaded? Yeah, it helps if it's marked down, but it's honestly in one of the themes and the things that the team, I don't think we talked about, but what matters the most is at the bottom of project knowledge, and maybe one of you can share. We have the project knowledge usage, meaning its capacity, and there's a bar on the bottom I don't know if Martin can share, but basically you have you see if its capacity is being exhausted. So one of the things that's important is not to add every document or every piece of content that you find relevant, because the AI has a limited context window, so it has to decide what to provide as information, right? So if you add everything, then it will think everything is important. So it's the important thing is to add only what's essential for that specific project.
Yeah, I also wanted to respond to one comment for my analysis thing. So basically, I imported a CSV, but team-gpt supports all these various CSVs and all these files. Even you can add a screenshot and you can analyze some data from it. So feel free to use any format.
Yeah. Jim has a relevant question. I have an agency and multiple clients. Is this the reverse structure? Project equals agency, then multiple folders for each client, then additional folders in each client folder. I would say, or project equal client, then folders for the information. It's option 2. And the thing, it's very important, but you can now add specific knowledge to the folders, and maybe we can show a little bit how to do that. So, Jim, I would say it's option 2, and you can create a project for each client with all the information. Let's say you're working with Coca-Cola, we add all the Coca-Cola information, and then what you can do is let's see what Martin shares. But let's say this Mindful Bytes project has a few folders. So let's say if you're working on mobile app advertising for this client, can you click one of the folders, Martin? So when you click on this one, there's this thing on the top called folder knowledge. So if you click on it, it will give you the ability to add additional knowledge just to this folder. So Martin just added it, and you can see on the right, you have all the attached context on the main project that was inherited, but he's selecting certain files, or you can also upload right away certain things that are just for the folder. And this is super important. It has been one of the most requested features, and I would encourage you to try it because it's a great game changer to keep things organized. Cool. Maggie, you want to take this question from Hans about in the last webinar? I saw you copy paste links from chats into the next chat. Can you tell me how to do that?
Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen again, and actually we have 2 ways of doing it. One way is to go over here, click on the 3 dots. This is a chat, a random chat, the one I created during my demo. Click on the 3 dots, click on share, and publish the chat. By publishing it, this means that when you post the chat, the AI can basically crow it and get all the information. I'm going to copy that link over here with the copy button. And if I start a new chat over here, you can see I'm pasting the chat. What is this chat about? And it will be able to scrape the URL. The other way of doing this is to add chats inside project knowledge of your project. For example, if I enter this project, I created over here Mindful Bytes, and I click on project knowledge, I have the functionality, the option to add chats. When I click the plus button over here, this will take me to all of the shared chats I have created here. And let's say if I want to add this chat over here where we brainstormed about the SEO trends and the articles, I can add the chat. And now every time I start a chat inside that project, team-gpt will go into project knowledge, scraping all the context and the information, and also scrape this chat I just added over here.
Yeah, very
That's
cool.
great. Yeah.
Okay, why in the demo did you create a new project for the campaigns analytics, for example? I think this is up to preference. It was just to showcase an example.
Yeah, exactly. Because I saw because Teddy was also asking this, like for the type of secret sauce. So you can do it in the other way, right? You can set up an assistant and then do client forward. So there's basically essentially two ways of approaching the same task. It's all about preference and the ability to do all of that in team-gpt.
Yeah, and this is all complemented. I just wrote in the chat, but it's all complemented with also the context library. If Maggie can share her screen, we have this context library where we can also add information that if you want to use it all across, and let's say the perfect way to do a case study. Maybe if you add this in the context library, you simply click on the add in the bottom left of the chat box. You can add a lot of information here that will be horizontal across all the projects. So whenever you want to use it, let's say, oh, this is the way to do case studies, and I'm going to do a case study for a client, then you put it in. But it's down to preference. A lot of clients prefer to use specific use cases that they've narrowed down. So let's say if you want to analyze a briefing or something like this, and you have a specific way to do it, then it's this use case, this repetitive task, then it's an assistant, it's a project, but it can also be by client. If you link a Google Doc and the doc is updated, will the project knowledge be updated? Yes. I mean, there's a refresh button on the Google Doc link, so you can click there.
Yeah, all you have to do is on project knowledge is go whenever we did any changes to the Google Doc or to the Notion Doc. All you have to do is go back to project knowledge and click the refresh button, and it will be automatically updated.
Awesome. We're a bit over time, but we're still. If there's any questions, we're here to help you understand how to use this better. So feel free to go for it. I think we covered most of them. Subfolders do not support folder knowledge. No, it's just the main the first layer of folders. Then the integrations that you need to refresh if the document is updated, so it's refreshed. Yes. There's a button if you go to Google Drive or SharePoint, there's a button there.
Yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to contact us as well after the webinar. The webinar will be also shared. We'll have it on our YouTube channel and on our website tomorrow. So don't worry about it. Yes, we'll share it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I answered this question beforehand. I knew it's going to be asked.
Awesome. All right. Hope this was a quick, fast session to get you to know more about it, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.